Hey, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Thank you, Lady Navo. Thank you, Lady Navo. Lady Navo. I need to pronounce that right. Shout out to you. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Do me a favor, everyone, as you're coming in. Either you're watching a replay or whatnot, do me a favor. Just hit that like button. Thank you so much. What up, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Shout out to you and shout out to all 50 of you that will come back and watch replay tomorrow. Shout out to everyone live. If you're watching me live, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Lady Navo. Thank you for your support always. I appreciate it. We have an interesting topic to cover today. Okay. What are we talking about? Let me even go ahead and share the young lady on the thumbnail. You guys saw that, right? She's one of the rock stars in Nigeria. Her name is IYABO Ojo. As usual, she's an actress. Okay, she's an actress, and she's one of the finest actresses in Nigeria. In whatever way you can think of it, right? So let me go ahead and actually share this thumbnail so you can see what I'm talking about. You guys would agree that she is in fact a beautiful lady. I think she's about 43, 45, 6, 7 ish, and she got grown kids, 2 grown kids, and she looked good for her age. That's her right there. Okay, that's her right there. This is a secondary thumbnail that we have going for that. All right, so yeah, so shout out to you. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Absolutely. She has something that she said. I'm just gonna go straight to the point. Okay, over here, by the way, my name is Ola. Shout out to you. Thanks for stopping by. And I basically talk about relationships. We pull trendy topics together and we basically extract relationship lessons out of them. So she says she pretty. She from here? No, she's Nigerian. She lives in Nigeria. But yes, so we're talking about her today. There's this couple of videos we're going to react to today. A lot of videos. So I just want to get straight to it, okay? That's her right there again. Shout out to Instablog Nigeria. And what did she say? She said, thanks, Obim, for loving me. Thanks, Obim, for loving me. Obim, the Igbo people in the house, please help me. What does that mean exactly? Right? Let me show this at the top. Let's just make sure we're doing the right thing. Again, thank you so much for hitting that like button and subscribe. And this is what we're talking about today. All right. So what we're talking about is IYABO Ojo cap. Okay. We're asking her to do what? Let me find the clip.
Stop the cap.
Now, not just her particularly, but ladies in general. Okay. And I will share with that. It's funny enough, my wife, we're just having a conversation and she gave me another example of what we're about to talk about today. So this lesson today, if you're between the ages of 25 and 49-ish, ladies, this lesson today is for you. Okay. What I try to do is maybe show you a perspective that you may not have. You might even disagree with it, but maybe you haven't really paid attention to, right? And but it's usually, please don't put yourself on a pedestal. Position yourself to win. Okay, position yourself to win. Try your best to position yourself to win. Okay, all right, so here we go. Let's keep going. She says, thanks, Obim, for loving me so much and lifting up my spirit. Chai, this Yoruba gift heart has finally been captured by an Igbo man. Okay, so I know already that whenever people say Obim, they're talking about somebody who is an Igbo man. So, and then somebody says, some butterfly, something like that, said, hope it's not somebody's husband, though. Trust me, we're not here to gossip today. There's a lesson in this for us, okay? And I've got about, I don't know, maybe about 12 different videos that we want to react to today, right? So this person responded to her and said, hope it's not somebody's husband. What is it that most ladies of prestige that will come here what would you say? You would say that would never be me. Lie, that would never be me, right? But again, today,
stop the cap.
All right. So as usual, I think I just saw Brother Patrick. But Patrick, good to see you. I'll drop the link just in case you want to come and chat with me in a second, okay? I know it's late. All right. I know it's late. Let me see. Yeah, shout out to you, Brother Patrick. Yep. Lady Navo, I see your message. Yes, I realize that, But we're gonna, a lot of those people are audiences don't even clash, to be honest with you, But anyway, so what did she say? She says never, right? And then somebody said last, now married man. All right. So people are not, people troll them online, but there are elements of truth in all this trolling. And I'm not saying she was a married man. As a matter of fact, we're just using her persona. She's a celebrity to make a bigger lesson today, to talk about a bigger topic today. Okay. So ladies, am I saying that you will get with a married man? I'll tell you my answer in a little bit. Okay, I'll tell you my answer in a little bit. Just be with me, because we got 12 videos that we have to review today together. Okay, and then by the time it's weekend cruise. Drop the link. Thank you, Jerry Babami. I'll drop the link. Let's see. Yeah. So she said this person says last now married man. And then she goes, I go shock you. All right. So first of all, when you say I go shock you, you're basically admitting that you used to be with married. You're used to being with married men. Oops. That's what that means, right? That's what that means, right? You're basically admitting that, yes, I used to be with married men. So yes, I've dropped the link. I'm going to pin that to the top. There you go. All right. So now, why are we talking about that today? A lot of it. See, the I go shock you part that she talked about that for Lady Navo and the likes that comes by here all the time. I go shock you mean I will shock you. It means I will shock you. That means I will surprise you. That's what that means. So I would spend some time doing that every now and then, so you can get to pick up some of your Nigerian lingos. All right. So when you say you will surprise me, that means you're admitting that this was your behavior in the past. That's what that implies. Okay. Now, I'm not here to judge side chicks or people that snatch husband people. I'm not here. I don't need to judge you. You already know. Every one of us here would know what right and wrong is. We already know that. So there's no need for me. That's why I think it's useless for anyone to be judging. People know what right and wrong is for the most part, right? So there's no need for me to be revisiting or rehashing that, right? But there's some things there that I want you to pay attention to. And we're going to get most of it from some of these videos that I'm going to play today. Okay? But that was basically the story that instigated this particular stream today. All right? And welcome, Chinye. I guess it's truly weekend cruise. We have Chinye here. Good to see you, Chinye. All right, so do me a favor, hit that like button as you're coming in. Hit the like button. Let's get into it. The first video, here we go. And we have the lovely, my birthday mate, Toke Makinwa, and she's going to share something with us. Let's go.
I don't know about you guys, but I am sick and tired of hearing this snatch narrative. Hey, this person tipped this person boyfriend. This person tipped this person girlfriend. I beg. People they are stealing. Are they sneaker bags? Are they shoes?
Stop the cap.
Hey, Jesus Christ. Everywhere you turn, this person snatched this person's boyfriend. That person snatched. How can you snatch a whole human being?
Stop the cap.
We kind of pardon bad behavior when we stick to that narrative, okay? Nobody under the surface of this earth can be snatched and
stop the cap.
has a mind, a brain, and they decided on their own to decide to be unfaithful in their marriage or in their relationship. Please, let's not only blame the person they cheated with. Let us focus on the same person who thought it was okay to ruin his.
All right. all right. So let's see here. Good evening, Isabel. Welcome. hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to the timing here, but we got some shows coming up. Okay. Good evening, Bagava. Good to see you. She said, I wish it was Ukan Cruzo, exhausted by entangling my hair to wash it up. All right. So, what did she say? No one can be snatched. What did I say? Stop the cap. Okay. I agree with what she's saying on the surface level. It's the easy talking point. Everybody say that. No one can be snatched. If you notice anything, if you notice something about me, after a while, that's your talking point. I start looking at you sideways because people hide under talking points. Okay? People make talking point, they turn it to a religion and absolute. And we know that is most of the time cap. Okay? Maybe unknowingly, right? But we're pretending like people don't get out here and do what they do. And not just that, fight. They will fight to actually take that position. Ladies, I'm asking you to stop the cap today. Let me just share something with you. If you're a woman of a certain age, what do I mean a woman of a certain age? If you went over 30 and you're single, okay? If you went over 30 and you're single and you are still attracting men, which I know a lot of you ladies are beautiful, you will attract men, okay? There's an increased chance that you will attract someone's husband, maybe not someone's husband, maybe someone's they think is their husband, but the husband doesn't think so, right? Somebody that's entangled up with a situation, a situationship, something. So what happens when you find out? And you find out the easy part, if you find out they're married, the easy part is like, yeah, of course, I don't want to deal with a married man, right? But what if you find out that, oh, he hasn't actually given this person a title? They just had something going on and he wasn't sure. What would you do? Would you engage that as a war? Would you fight tooth and nail to maintain that position? If he's a good guy, if he's a really, really good man, and he was really giving you the attention that you like, and you really thought that, hey, this may be what I am looking for, right? Now, the question is that for some people, they draw the line at married person. For some people, they draw the line at he has a girlfriend. For some people, they draw the line at he's already engaged, right? And some people have a very, very blurry line. Like if it's not taken, it's not taken. Forget that, right? And they exist. So we're going to pretend like we don't know that normal women are doing this out here in this space. That's why I keep playing.
Stop the cap.
Again, the idea here is that I don't want you to put yourself on a pedestal. You're not as intentional as you, for most of you, claim to be. Okay? You couldn't be. You're just a human being. Okay? You couldn't be as intentional as the internet make it sounds like, right? You couldn't, because you're a human being and you do get caught up in your emotions like the rest of us. So what should you be doing then? Should I just throw my hands in the air and just get with anybody's husband? Wait. I have another video. Let's get into it. We got some more videos. Okay. We've got some more videos. Let's get into this.
Away from my man! Stay from Bridge Dossier! I will not away from my man! Stay away from Bridge Dossier! I will not want you again!
Me and you auntie we go share that guy. Unto say they even they threaten me safe, we go share that. Yeah! Now you like better thing. You like
All right. Of course, that was acting, right? But tell me you've never met someone like that before, or you don't know someone like that, or you don't know somebody who knows somebody like that, or you don't have a mother who have dealt with a woman who is on the outside, a side chick who literally said, no, we die here together. For those of you that didn't understand English, I said English, pidgin English. Let me help you a little bit there.
Stay away from Bridge Dossier! I will not want you again!
me and you auntie we go share that guy.
She said, me and you auntie, we will share that guy. Oh, somebody say, oh, it's only Nigerian girls that act ass like that. No, you're full of crap. They do it here in America, in the Western world too. They settle sometimes for sharing that guy. No, wait, are we just all gonna pretend like you don't know someone who is like you never thought they would ever do this, but somehow they got caught up in a situationship? And what do they call it? They call it complicated. They call it complicated. What? Oh, wait, is it Nigerian people that created the complicated status on Facebook? What do you think they call complicated? If people are emotionally available, why won't they get together? It's because there's a third party, there's somebody who is a third force or some kind of third wheel occupying somebody's brain somewhere. Maybe there's no title to it yet. The bottom line is that somebody is settling and saying, you know what? Maybe I can win him over. Ladies, again, today, oh, I'm holding you accountable.
Stop the cap.
Maybe you're not thinking it all the way through. You're just caught up in your emotions, right? I'll give you all the excuses you want, but today we have to address this, okay? Let me go to the next one. I have more. Okay? You can see these videos all over the place. What do you do when you see them? You laugh. But these are the reality of what's going on. When we say situation is complicated, it's not usually because of a side dude. It's usually because of a side chick. It's a side chick, a man or a woman. Now, you say, that will never be me. Today's lesson is about making sure that that will never be you. Just saying it will never be you is not good enough. The devil is a lie, okay? That's not going to be good enough. There's more to this, and there's reasons why normal people will find themselves in these situations all the time, even though they may have claimed that that will never be them if you ask them before now, right? Anyway, let's go on to the next one.
I am the wife of the man you've been sleeping with.
What are you talking about?
Hey, do not do that. It will make me angrier than I am already. My husband just left your apartment a few minutes ago.
So, you must be a jobless woman to have the time to follow your husband over the place.
How dare you!
Did you hear? Okay, so I'm going to lower this and then let's just look at that. So hopefully they won't flag this video because of that. This is reality. This happens all the time. Okay? This is somebody's sister. Did you hear what she just said? Women supporting women. Today in the mud. I'm sorry. Okay? Did you hear what she just said? She just literally said, why are you following your husband around? Are you jobless? Right?
My husband just left your apartment a few minutes ago.
So, you must be a jobless woman to have...
She said you must be a jobless woman. Let's not play too much. Let's keep going because I think it's a movie. They have a tendency to flag videos. Let's keep going to the next one.
Hey, Nechelo, listen, wait. Don't talk to me in such a manner. I gave your husband everything he wanted. Imi Folam, I gave him every style, every skill. My dear, what are you saying? That you don't know how to handle a man, but analogia. I snatched him from you. Did I kill him?
All right, so obviously this person is a skit. This is staged, right? But really, you're going to pretend like you don't know of someone, right? The comedies they're basically sourced from real life stories, okay? And real life, okay? All right. So even though it's funny, these are real life stuff, okay? Ladies, I'm sharing that with you so you can reflect today. Okay, you know I hold the men accountable here all the time, right? But so you can reflect. See, the whatever the misbehavior that men have, a lot of those misbehaviors, when it comes to relationship, they are non-existent without the participation of women, without the cooperation of women. All right. So
does he not sleep with you at night? What are you trying to say? Hey, I'm listening. Meaning what? You can't do nothing. Hey, listen to me. Madam, you can talk without shouting. Don't shout at me. I'm not your mate. Don't shout at me. You understand, right? I know I'm not carrying this breast for fancy. I know what I have here. So please be guided. Anyways, I don't have time to waste with you. Bye-bye. So who is next? Who will I snatch next?
Now, that part, women just don't say, who would I snatch next? No. That part is extra. Of course, they have to make it funny, right? But the effective result that we have in society is that women are, the actions is exactly what that is. Who would I snatch next? Well, since this one, the wife is calling me and bothering me, I don't know if they will smash something on my head on the streets tomorrow. Let me find another person to chat up in WhatsApp group. You know, if you're a woman of a certain age, guess who they tend to be? Somebody that may not be emotionally available to you. Because a man of a certain age is almost impossible that he doesn't have situations that he may be considering, but is not really serious about and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it all depends. I'll try to unpack all of that. Okay, there's a lot wrong with certain things, but a lot of it is just natural order of things. Okay, if you are past 30 and you're engaging people over 30, right, a lot of stuff will be complicated. When they say their status is complicated, or they seem to be dating you but they don't want to give you a title, meaning they don't want to call you a girlfriend, right? Listen, you are adults. You could do whatever you want. I'm not the one that will come and judge you here. Okay, you could do whatever you want as an adult, as long as you stay safe, don't spread disease, right? And that's really all you owe society at the end of the whole thing. Okay. But she is saying unpack. I will try to unpack. But get your questions ready if you have questions, because if not, I will round it off at 1 hour mark. But they don't say, oh, let me find another husband to snatch. No, that's not how it works. What happens is that a husband is actually snatched. Okay, the result is created. Okay, that's what we're talking about, right? So again, that's another example. Let's look at this one right here.
Come, Ada, your husband asked me out. I agree for her. And you know what? I'll give her total sock. I'll give her total shop. And I'll give her total lick. If you get problem, talk to your husband. Madam, see, if you stop me for road, I go slap you. Me and you not victim of the man. I don't get anything to do with you.
All right, so this is what they mean. Let me for those that don't understand pidgin, let me help. Okay, so we don't. Let's go.
Your husband asked me out. I agree for her.
She said, your husband asked me out. I agree with him, right?
And you know what? I'll give her total suck.
And you know what? I gave him the P to suck, right? I said the P because we want to keep the videos protected, right?
I'll give her total shop. And
I gave him the P to eat, right?
Give her total lick. If you get problem,
Toto is the P in Niger Pidgin English. Okay, you get the gist.
To your husband.
So if you have a problem, talk to your husband. Ladies, do you not say that? Don't stop the cap. Let me play my stop the cap right now.
Stop the cap.
Do you not say deal with the man? Don't deal with the woman. Do you not say that? Right? Okay, so somebody has taken that talking point and helped you escalate it to another level for you. I'm sure you didn't see it coming this way, right? But this is the reality of what it looks like on the other side, right? When you're encouraging this type of behavior. Let's keep going.
That's if you stop me for road, I go slap you. Me and you not victim of the man. I don't get anything.
Okay, she just said, you and I are victim of the man. Okay, so when they say women and accountability are like, what is it they call it? Kryptonite? This is what they mean. Okay? I find that across board, my personal experience, I'm not generalizing, that yes, when it comes to romantic issues, women have a hard time with accountability at an extreme level from what I've experienced. Okay, I'm sure there's somebody who will say that's BS. Okay, but from what I've seen, my own personal studies, all the case studies I've covered, yes, that's a real thing. Okay, but there are ways to mitigate it. It's just part of the social construct. But let's keep going.
To do with you.
Really?
Me and you not victim of the man. I not get anything to do with
So you and I were on the same side. Even though she's the husband snatcher, she's basically saying you and I are on the same side. Okay. Now, well, this is TikTok, right? But these are the actual behaviors that transpire in society. They don't say it out in words like this, right? They typically don't, right? This is just for TikTok play, right? But you can. The reason why you can relate is because you know someone who literally did this. All right. Let's go to this one. This one is real right here.
When my friend snatched my fiance off me, and I went to her much later to ask, why did you do such a thing? We were friends. You knew him through me. Why would you go after my man? She told me that she once saw him in a suit and she thought, wow, I must get this guy. And she did. I said, okay, that's perfectly fine. The same thing, her own friend saw him and snatched him from her. The Bible says, the 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet. Don't covet your neighbor's wife, husband, pets, home. Pray that God should do your own for you. She made me cry back then. But then God opened ways. I met my husband. And then she also cried over the man. Do not covet. Remove that covetousness from your eye.
Stop the cap.
All right. Let me go back a little bit. There's a lot that she said there. This one is a little bit more serious. And I disagree with her quite a bit. Okay. I don't disagree with her story. Her story is her story, right? That's how she. But basically, the meanings that she's attached to what happened are off. This is the part where I have to go back and agree with Toke Makinwa on that video. Let me play that video so you can know what I'm talking about. Let me find the Toke Makinwa. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I am sick and tired of hearing this snatch narrative. Hey, this person tipped this person boyfriend. This person tipped this person girlfriend. I beg. People they are stealing. Are they sneaker bags? Are they shoes? Are they bags?
Stop the cap.
Jesus Christ. Everywhere you turn, this person snatched this person's boyfriend. That person snatched. How can you snatch a whole human being?
Stop the cap.
We kind of pardon bad behavior when we stick to that narrative, okay? Nobody.
All right, so now let's find the balance. Right now, you're probably confused. Like, am I supporting Toke or am I supporting the lady? Okay, I understand. Let me play the lady.
Off me, and I went to her much later.
All right, so I agree with Toke Makinwa there. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't really steal a human being. The human being is probably a yetofel fault. You know, that you throw a stone to, right? If a bird is already about to fly and then you throw a stone at the bird, right? That's basically what happened, right? Ultimately, if you have to pick one side and what actually transpired, that's really the truth. If you can't really accuse your friend has terrible bad behavior, right? But what I'm calling out today is that your friend could be anybody. Somebody starts showing them attention and she could easily settle in and say, you know what? He wanted me. Like he told me he was never with you. That happens all the time. So that's why I'm calling cap on this lady too, right? Just as much as I'm calling cap on Toke, because she sounds like she's giving excuses. We can't give excuse to either side is really my point, okay? She's in the beginning of her video, she focused more so on exonerating the woman, and like at the end of it, she just said, no, let's just blame the man who cheated. Like, no. It's bad behavior, period. But it's also not born out of people trying to be bad. It's born out of people that have unrealistic expectations of themselves. You get the gist. We're getting there. Sometimes we have unrealistic expectations of ourselves, right? The Bible says, flee. Why? Because you're not as capable of your intentionalities as you claim to be. That's really the point of all this. But let's unpack this particular video and see what she's saying that's a little bit off. The first one is that somebody stole your fiance. Well, that's fiance, right? It sounds like you thought it was a fiance and this guy was on the fence. And this guy also is probably somebody who's more like good riddance to bad rubbish. Somebody that will go with your best friend. Sounds like you should be happy, at least in all those years, right?
To ask, why did you do such a thing? We were friends. You knew him through me. Why would you go after my man?
Some people will say you were never friends if she did that to you. Cap. Okay.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, real friends that thought they were friends can find themselves in a situation where they get caught up in emotions and they lack self-control, right? And they thought they could get away with it based off of the feelings of the moment, right? But this kind of stuff will come back and bite you in the butt, yeah.
Man, she told me that she once saw him in a suit and she thought,
All right, so at this point, maybe this wasn't really your friend. If she's still telling you a story, once saw you in a suit, that means it sounds two things. Either because they didn't really think you guys were together, or she was never really your friend. It could be that too, right? I'm just dissecting the sentences one at a time.
wow, I must get this guy. And she did. I said, okay,
That doesn't sound like your friend at this point, but let's keep going.
that's perfectly fine. The same thing, her own friend saw him and snatched him from her. The Bible says, the 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet. Don't covet your neighbor's wife, husband, pets.
Stop the cap.
All right, here's why I play that. People do it all the time. They get away with it on the surface level at least, okay? People will go and marry somebody that you thought used to be your boyfriend, or maybe you guys were boyfriend, girlfriends, and it was really yours in high school, maybe freshman in college. And they, trust me, the reason why I say they get away with it is because there are many other issues, layers of issues happening in life. Who is tracking what cost what? Right? We're very quick to say it's because you did this, that's why this happened to you. No, who is tracking what? Are you God? Why are you? Did you track and say? Did you know other things they did that actually made them get the repercussions? So the idea that one thing costs another, I'm calling cap on that. All you can worry about is yourself. Okay? The only thing you can control is yourself at the end of the day. Okay? You can control how you react to events in life. You can control basically how you design your life into the future. And sometimes there was a guy that was on one of the popular blogs that was like, oh, don't allow because somebody already married to somebody that somebody will steal your soulmate away. Of course, I disagree with that. But there's some truth to that. People will wake up in the middle of nowhere in the marriage and say, you know what, I think I'm married to the wrong person. And sometimes on the surface, it looks like, yeah, they just think that, but a lot of times it's because there's somebody somebody on the sides in a WhatsApp chat somewhere that they're fantasizing about, and they will break that family and go be with that person. And they will go through a lot of crises that even normal couples that do the right thing, they will go through as well. So who is tracking? How do you know that's what's causing the problems? Really, all you can control is avoid being judgmental because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what trauma people are carrying. All you can do is worry about designing your own happiness and especially joy. That's all you can worry about. And sometimes life will hit you in the face and it will feel very unfair. Like, for example, your best friend basically snatches your fiance. There's no way I'm going to sit down here and justify like that. Doesn't feel terrible. Of course, if it hurts so bad, she's still talking about it years later. Listen.
God should do your own for you. She made me cry back.
That's a good prayer. God should do your own for you, whatever the process is, okay? Sometimes the process, can I share something with you? You're not going to agree with this. Sometimes that process may look on the surface like you snatched somebody else's husband. You weren't ready for that. I know. But like I said, on the surface, there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes. There's only so many things we can control, right? That's why you can't judge. That's why if something's happened to you in life and it feels very unfair and it feels like you're hurt, if you just calm down, you may just find out that God is actually blessing you through that process. If you just calm down, if you're patient enough, right, you may just realize suddenly like, because there's some sayings I'm trying to remember, but it's not coming to me, okay? Bottom line is that God is laughing at us when we're designing our life sometimes too. The process is not always what we think in our head is supposed, like that straight line where you do everything right and suddenly the rewards are everything right. No, this life would be boring if it was like that ever.
But then God opened ways. I met my husband, and then she also.
That's the best part about her story.
Cried over the man. Do not.
She also cried over the man. That type of mindset is what's making people run to and live in churches and refuse to be productive in societies like Nigeria. Okay? That thing make me cry too. You now go and pray to a pastor to make your enemy cry too. Even if the pastor end up telling you that enemy is your mother, you don't even know where to stop. It's that mindset. What about listen? That situation that happened, that's part of my story. It didn't turn out how I thought, but God is on the throne. He knows it all. Oh no, that's too simple. You can't stop there. You must say that person made them cry too. That's why I told her to stop the cap. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know why she's crying. Okay? I know it's easy, but I think even for your own good, for your own mindset, for your own mental health, it's always better to come from a standpoint of don't be judgmental. In fact, people that may have offended you in the past, I know this sounds kumbaya as well, right? They've offended you in the past, but they're going through something. You may be the one that's actually designed to help them. It sounds too kumbaya. Well, there's a lot of stories like that in life because you don't know what you don't know. You just don't know what you don't know. The only thing you know is like, oh, it feels like God has avenged. If God avenged you, is that how they say it, right? Then why don't you just be happy about that? Why do you have to spell that out in words, right? It sounds to me like you don't feel like it's happening yet, or you need more of it to happen, right? Let me tell you something. There are people that never snatch anybody's husband, and they cry too. What do you have to say about that?
Not covet. Remove that covetousness from your eyes.
She's right about the covetousness. Be careful with that. You come back and hurt yourself, Yes. Let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Let's play this next one. What's going on, Sahil? Good to see you. I saw that earlier. Good job. You and my brother, Omowale.
Kelly Kel, and I'm about to tell you why being a side chick is so much better than being a main chick. Number one, that guy, he's not going to lie to that side chick. He needs that side chick on the same page as him.
All right. So, ladies, I didn't say this. She said it. How many people we've played about 5 different ladies now? They're saying this stuff. I didn't say it. Right? I'm just reacting, right? Let's keep going. Do you really think that dude is loyal to you? That's how you process that? Okay, let's keep going.
That main chick, oh, he gonna tell her all the lies. He gonna lie about the day of the week with her because she gonna trip about everything. No.
All right, so we're just gonna ignore why he is lying to the main chick and why he's loyal to you, right? See, let me share something at this junction. Let me share something with you. Always ask why. Lead with why. Ask why. Think purpose. Always think purpose, right? Just the fact that somebody is lying to their main chick does not make it necessarily the worst thing or the worse than the other side of it. Okay? Right? It doesn't make it worse than you that you think he's being loyal to. He's being loyal to you because there's nothing to lose with dealing with you. Right? That's the purpose. That's basically what you should be focused on. That should be the main concern. He's lying to the main wife. Terrible behavior, nonetheless, because he has a lot to lose. Right? He values whatever that is, ultimately, more than what he has, that temporary feelings that he has with you right now. That's why. You should pay attention to the purpose.
Number 2, 5 p.m. Where is your man at? I don't give a fuck, because I know as a side chick, he's with his wife. But as a main chick, if he ain't at home, he's with his side chick. Number 3, a man can be vulnerable with his side chick. She not gonna judge him, she gonna uplift him. His wife, she gonna judge him, she gonna tell him what he ain't, or she gonna throw it up in his face later on in life.
I have to tell you, there's a lot of truth in what she's saying. Especially if it's an actual side chick. Okay? Meaning, we rate it Tebati Oboyi. Right? Meaning, he's spending a lot of time with her. There's one thing to cheat and he's just a one-off and he moves on to the next. Right? But if he's spending a lot of time with this chick on a consistent basis, there's a good chance that he feels much more emotionally connected to the side chick. There's a good chance that it was a void that he's trying to fill. Doesn't justify it, just a reality. Right? Does that make it good for her, the side chick? No. Ladies, this is why you can't justify the BS, but let's continue.
That's what she's going to do. But his side chick, no, she going to pat him on the back because she thinks that you're the problem, Mrs. Main Chick. Number 4.
Oh, okay, so the side chick is stupid too, right? She thinks the main chick is the problem. Okay, continue. Everything else but self is the problem, right?
Loyalty. Yeah, I said it. You're not being the one cheated on if you're a side chick. He cheating on his wife. He ain't cheating on you. He cheating on her. He's loyal to you.
He's loyal to you? I'm confused. Oh, okay, I see what she's saying. With reference to the wife. Okay. Okay. With respect to what he's doing with the wife. Okay.
Her. It's kind of fucked up, but hey, her problem. Not.
She just says kind of fucked up, but hey. Is this what y'all ladies do? Like, it's kind of messed up, but hey. In love and war, all is fair, right? Jerry boo.
Not yours. Don't even worry about it. You're good. Number 5. No commitment. He get on your nerves as a side chick? Send him home to his wife. He gotta go back there anyway.
Actually, there's implied commitment if we're talking about a side chick. Okay? There's implied commitment. Okay? And how do I know? Because if he picks another side chick, you get jealous too. It's a real thing. It's human behavior, right? All right, so stop the cap. There is some kind of implied commitment, which I think is actually carries more weight than these days than what people do in on the altar. Sadly.
As a wife, you can't send this nigga nowhere. He paying the bills, stupid head. And if you paying the bills, you a stupid dupid head, okay? So, being a side chick is always better. Number 6.
She just made an absolute statement. Being a side chick is always better. Ladies, do you agree with this?
That wife probably out of shape. Let this bitch have the babies, okay? Don't try to be a side chick and have babies. We don't fucking do that. Let this bitch have babies. We go on the trips. You can't go on a trip pregnant. You can, but that nigga ain't gonna want.
In the short term, this sounds good. I can't lie, right? Like they said, where's the lie, right? In the short term, this sounds good, right?
When you do it, there's too many other bitches that's willing to play your role, okay? And your role is her role. So you gotta figure this shit the fuck out or you gonna lose. And I don't condone losing.
In the short term, like I said, sounds cute, okay? But let me tell you something about wives. Actual wives, right? A wife that's been taken care of, a wife that knows how to play her role, that knows the value in her role as a wife, they don't get old. They don't get old, right? Guess what side chicks do? They get old like everything else, okay? A wife, they age like fine wine. A wife that's appreciated by the husband, that's in a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage, they age like fine wine in the eyes of the husband. Even if he was out there acting like a moron, if he's lucky enough to come back and the wife decides to stay with him, she's gonna age like fine wine. The side chick will age like spoiled milk, literally. So that may be something that we're missing there. But again, you see right here, people turn this into real life stuff, even though she seems like she might be joking a little bit. It's just a TikTok thingy, right? No, these things become real.
Last but not least, you get what the hell you want as a side chick. If you don't feel like dealing with him, send his ass home to his wife.
So you get what you want. You don't get what you need in the long run. You're right about that, right? But you get what you want. You know what happens to people that get what they want and all they're focused on is short term? They self-destruct. It's only a matter of time. Okay? I'm just saying that right now just so you know. Okay? So there's nothing to glorify or to come out in public to glorify about this. People are people. They end up in situations complicated. I get it. I'm not judging. but I'm also here to shed light on the consequence of this type of choices, especially over a stretched period of time. You're not getting away with it. Okay? This part, you're not getting away with it.
Listen, he don't like this bitch, okay? So that's literally the worst you could do to him. Like, it's sending him back with her. All you gotta do is stroke his ego, stroke his pigo, you know? And don't do what the fuck this bitch did. It's the Kelly Kell show.
All right, so eventually you will actively steal him away from the husband. And guess what you're going to have to deal with? Whatever it is that she was dealing with at home, now you have to deal with it in real life. Let's not forget that. Let's get into this one.
About the side chick, main chick beef. But now I'm going to give y'all the laws for if you decide to sign that side chick contract.
They have laws. Are you paying that? Ladies, you ladies have laws. Not you that you're here, but, you know, in general. There are laws.
There are rules to this game.
Oh no, she has a disclaimer on the screen. She said, I'm not condoning nor am I shaming this role. Wait, what? You're not going to shame the role? Well, I kind of sounded like that earlier too, right? Again, I can't judge people for what they choose to do with their life. Honestly, I just can't. Because they're going to do it anyway. The oldest profession in the world. What am I going to do about that, right? But anyway, nor am I shaming this role. But side chicks aren't going anywhere. That's kind of true. They just forgot there's rules to this game. So don't stop being a side chick. Just obey by her rules. Let's keep going.
Okay? I'm not in the game, but I know the rules.
She's not in the game, but she know the rules. Jesus Christ.
And the first rule is thou shalt respect the game. What does that mean? Respecting the game. It means that once you knowingly decide to sign up for that role, for that position, to play that part, you have to respect the situation for what it is. Okay?
All right, so she's basically pushing against the other chick that was talking earlier, right? You think you're just soft life, you're getting away with this, you're doing it. But she's saying no. She's saying there's rules to it. What it is that you can't get, I think what she's about to say is that you can't get jealous. You can't be asking for way too much. You should just enjoy your role on the side. Why? Let's see why she says that. Let's see.
You decided, okay, I'm going to sign this contract. The contract you signed was with him. He didn't sign one with you.
Oh, it's no longer complicated. It's a situationship. The situation is what it is.
So you have to respect the game and how it's played. Okay? You must always know
side
when
chickism.
You sign up to be a side chick, you will always be number 2. Okay? Always, you're number 2. And when I...
Or number 3, or 4, or 5. Right? Eventually, number 1, Yoruba people has they have a proverb says, "Ọ̀pá fi ń na ìyálé, wọ́n máa ń fi pamọ́ sí orí àjà fún ìyàwó ni." Let me try to see if I can do a loose translation for that. So the whip that they used on the first wife is always hidden somewhere safe to be used eventually on the younger wife, you know, because people practice polygamy and they bring them home too, and they feel like they're new, they're the favorite, and eventually they will use that same whip on them. That's a Yoruba proverb. I try it small now.
Say you're number 2, that means you have put yourself in a position where you do not come first. Now, if he decides to put you first, that's up to him, but you are not his priority.
No, the other lady was saying you're kind of first. You get the loyalty, play your role. You get the loyalty, you don't get lied to. But she's saying something else entirely. What's the gist here? It's a very confusing position to be in. And by the way, you will catch feelings too. You will catch feelings. You're going to actively, subconsciously want to take your fellow woman's spot.
Okay? you're something to do. You're something to do, and you got to respect it for what it is. Okay? That means when y'all hanging out together and shit, and she calls his phone, ain't no pressing ignore and pressing in. He has.
But you know what they do, right? They do eventually get jealous, especially in Nigeria. Let me just say Nigeria. Why are you picking our phone up when I'm with you? You don't have to pick up the phone. Some of them do, not all, but some of them do that, right? They do. They do it in so many other different ways. Eventually, if you're spending enough time around people, we saw that with this story of this guy, Mattel, in Love and Marriage, okay? Eventually, they catch feeling. Eventually, they act like, oh, I'm just playing my role, but they catch feeling. They compete actively with the person who is actually the wife at home. That's the reality of how emotions work, right? So you even have side chicks trying to play intentionality. You think, is it your intentionality? Everybody is playing intentionality now, right? But then intentionality in the mud.
Every right to answer that phone because you know what it is. And ain't no huffing and puffing and smacking your lips and making little noises in the background and all that shit. Oh no, that's dead. You sit back and you be quiet. And you let him take that phone call. Because that's what you signed up for.
She said, no room for tantrums and antics. Yeah, that's unrealistic expectations of human being. You know, that's what we're talking about always. You notice that that's what we're talking about always? It's unrealistic expectations at best. Humans are humans. You spend enough time around people. First of all, you spend time around things and people you value. That's number one. You spend enough time around them. It doesn't, whatever it is, the lie you've been telling yourself will eventually become truth in your head. And before you know it, you're a side chick. Even though you told yourself a long time ago, that will never be you. Somebody's going to watch this video and be like, damn. You got me.
When you call him and he doesn't answer the phone, ain't no huffing and puffing and shit. Ain't no blowing his phone up back to back to back to back because...
I've seen side chicks go and knock on the family house door because the dude was not answering the call. I've seen side chicks go and visit the wife to introduce themselves with their name. Not necessarily say they're the side chick, but just to sniff around and see what's happening in the home. Like, I've seen that personally, right? These people don't play their role. Forget that. That's unrealistic expectations. Okay? Oh, let me say, oh, this is you, but you're just going to play your role. It's just nothing. We just have sex. Nobody will ever know. Cap. Okay? You're a human like everybody else. It's only a matter of time before you start to believe that was your soulmate. When you call it soulmate, all bets are off.
You already know where he possibly may be. Okay? He has a home. He has a family. He has a situation. And when you decide that you're going to play the back, that's where you're going to stay. You stay in the back. Okay? Know your role and play that motherfucker like a violinist at the arena. Okay?
Stop the cap.
No. That's not how it's going to play out. The way it's going to play out is going to be messy. What's going on, Mendro? It's going to be messy. Right?
You decide that you're going to play the back. That's where you're going to stay. You stay in the back. Okay?
Need them and do it yourself. How, Sway?
Play that motherfucker like a violinist at the arena.
Need them and do it yourself. How, Sway?
Yeah. That's not going to fly. What's going to happen? What are we talking about today? Okay? We're talking about you're a woman of a certain age. You tell on yourself, like Auntie IYABO already did, okay? Because she said, what did she say? I will surprise you. Are you admitting that? Okay, maybe she was just admitting that that's the story around streets about her, right? But never say never, okay? Instead, make sure you actively continue to work yourself so you don't attract that situation. That's really what I have to say about it, right? If you're a woman of a certain age, you're past 30 and you're single, the chances that that's going to happen increases dramatically. It's not always a situation that you know that you can see it coming. Sometimes that nigga will lie to you, okay? Sometimes it will lie to you and you will fall for it, and you will see signs and you will ignore those signs, okay? And you will like, it's too good to be true, but you were right all along, but you kind of ignored it and you didn't do any due diligence, or you don't have a grown man in your life to help you do due diligence, because an uncle, a good father can sniff that type of behavior out, right? But this time and age, women are independent. They can do the vetting themselves. So I'm just letting you know, these are all the different things that can happen. But the idea that women are just going to be always holy, never snatch their own husband and all this kind of stuff, that's cap. And that's unrealistic expectations at best. If you're out here floating around and you're single and you like the company of men, of a companion, right? It's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. It's either they lie to you or you will find out and try to justify it. And, you know.
Are men who are in committed relationships or married men more happier with the side chick? A side chick, you don't really have to try. The needs are so easy to meet. It's just a relationship based on pleasure. The side chick and the man don't really owe each other any loyalty, so there's no loyalty to break. Another thing is that side chick and the man does not have any real life.
Yeah, let's play that back. Let's play that back.
On pleasure. The side chick and the man
Stop the cap.
So there's no loyalty.
A lot of side chick husband relationship are based on emotions, not just pleasure. If this dude is keeping the same old side chick for months in a row, 2 years, emotions are involved. It's no longer just pleasure. Let's keep going.
Loyalty to break. Another thing is that side chick and the man does not have any real life decision making to do, which can be challenging in a marriage or a committed relationship. So if there's any financial difficulties, the chaos, the confusion would be at home. Okay. And the side chick would appear to be a safe haven because it's the guy's temporary escape. It's his temporary.
See? A temporary escape. I agree with her on that. A temporary escape is essentially emotions. Okay? Oh, he just wants peace of mind. Okay, well, tell me his emotions without telling me his emotions, right?
Very satisfaction is somewhere that he could go to take his mind off of that financial difficulty. The guy does not have to face these challenging obligations with.
Well, he has to face them. It feels like he doesn't have to face them. That's the whole point of escapism, right? He has to eventually face them. In fact, in this case, he may end up facing it with additional damages he would have created by keeping the side chick.
The side chick. So again, the side chick will appear to be a safe haven. Not much is expected from the side chick. It's safe to say, at the end of the day, the real issue is that this man didn't do his self-work before he decided to get into a committed relationship, or before.
Nah, that has not to do with it. People get into a committed relationship and life happens. This is one of the things that people keep telling themselves. People do everything right. Listen, it's a moving target. It's a moving variable. It's a moving goalpost all the time. Okay, that's what we call life. Sometimes people will do all the right thing and they still end up in crisis. That's why they call it life crisis. So you're putting too much weight, again, on realistic expectations of human beings. Because what do you say? The first thing you say is that you didn't do the vetting. It has nothing to do with nothing. It's just presently in this time, right now, it's a crisis. And how you react to it is everything. And going straight to the past is just a waste of energy for the most part.
He decided to get married. Side chicks.
That's not why.
Man didn't do his self-work before he decided to get into a committed relationship, or before he decided to get married.
Stop the cap.
Temporary escapes from reality, and saying that the guy is happier with the side chick is not a flex. Those same issues would still exist with anybody that he married, because it's not the person that he's upset with, it's the obligations.
Yeah. She said a lot of good stuff, but again, it's saladed up with a bunch of stuff. Let's see this one real quick. Let's see
Here's some tea.
Let's
for
see
side
2 more,
chicks.
and then we'll
This
round
goes
up.
for all side chicks. There's a reason why you're the side chick. You're not better than the wife. You're not more important than the wife or the girlfriend. In fact, you hold no value. The man doesn't respect you. You don't even respect yourself. So how could he? Why would he? You're a convenience because you're easy. He doesn't even...
You're a convenience because you're easy. Damn. That's kind of like deep. Oh my God. Somebody didn't like that right now.
have to try with you. So next time...
But again, it's just playing its role. Like, it's just its role, right? It's supposed to be easy and convenient, right? Don't we all like convenience stores, right? We all do. We all indulge in convenience stores, don't we? Right? The Wawas, the 7-Elevens, Quick Check, right? I don't know what convenience store they have in Nigeria right now, so pardon me on that.
Out here, oh, well, she only knew you're out here hee hee ha ha, and you need to remember that you're the joke. Not the wife.
Not necessarily the joke, but let's keep going. Sometimes, some men, this is what keeps them going. Let's stop there.
Stop the cap.
I know it sounds terrible. It sounds like I'm justifying bullshit. It's still wrong. It's terrible when people find themselves in this situation. Sometimes what keeps certain men going, man. Maybe it's just not that good at home. Maybe they actually thought it was over. It does happen like that in real life. Maybe they're just keeping it together. They were trying to keep it together for the children, right? But then a whole side chick. Why don't you just get with the side chick? Some people will be very quick to say, why don't you just get with it? Just get with the side chick. It's easy. And no do for it's easier said than done. Okay? She said something earlier. She said he doesn't see value in you. No matter what's going on at home with your wife, the reason why you're having a hard time leaving, just simply leaving, because you see value in that relationship. You may call it children. You may call it it's because of all the memory, whatever you want to call it. You see value in it. That's why you're still in it, right? And if you see value in it and you're a little bit extra intentional, don't just listen to Allah's advice and say don't be intentional. I never said that. I'm just saying don't put your intention on a pedestal, right? Be intentional and say, if I'm still here and I see some value, why don't let me seek therapy. Let me seek some counsel. Maybe I can work on it, right? Something to consider, right? Because guess what? You're wasting life and time and energy away spending time with people that you don't ultimately value. She's right about that part.
Girlfriend, no. You. See, you're not the one he wants to be seen with. You're not the one that's gonna bring him, the nods and the high fives and the congratulatory energy from his peers. You don't go to the work functions. You're not invited to...
Well, some don't take their wife to the work functions either, but I yield.
The holidays with his family. You should be absolutely offended and disgusted if a man is ever trying to make you the side chick.
So why would she not be absolutely disgusted? That's the question right now, right? You're right. Should, and woulda, coulda are all fantasies, right? It's just not the reality. So you're absolutely right because you're basically expressing a fantasy. But why is it that side chicks, they don't see it that way? That's the real question. And some of the side chicks tend to be normal people that have told themselves once upon a time they would never be in this situation. What went wrong?
Whether it's one time or 100 times. If you had any type of self-worth, you would not let some man make you his part-time.
Well, self-worth doesn't just fall out of the sky. You can't say, hey, I want to have self-worth. That's not how it works. Self-worth is a product of process, work that you do on yourself, right? A lot of other things, right? That becomes self-worth. Your childhood, how you were raised, the work you do on yourself on a consistent basis, right? So she's right. But then again, how are they going to get self-worth? Does self-worth diminish with time or with time? What are the things that can happen in your life that will make you feel like your self-worth is actually increasing, right? What are the different events as a young lady, 31, 32, 35, that will be making you feel like your value is increasing or feel like your value is decreasing even though you have multiple six-figure job? These are questions that you want to make sure you ask yourself. And if you don't get answers, if the answers are not good enough, you definitely want to engage therapy. You want to engage good counsel. Because if you don't get answers to those questions, proper answers, not the one you tell yourself because you want to lie to yourself, whatever it is, right? If you don't get proper answers to them, it will tamper with your happiness, and you may find yourself in a position where you're like, I wasn't really a side chick. I knew him from high school. It was just a thing. Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be honest. You are nothing but a warm hole for him. And this
A
isn't
warm
to say
hole. Jesus
that
Christ.
this is all the side chick's
Vicious.
fault. But she is equally to blame if she knows that he is in a relationship or in a marriage with.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, she was vicious. No mercy. Let's look at this one.
Why are side chicks so faithful?
Because that's her man too. I don't care if you're his wife. The moment he steps out and get himself a side chick, he no longer just belongs to you. She's his other woman. And as a wife, if you know your man has a side chick and the side chick know about you, if neither one of y'all want to leave him, at that point, please stop all this arguing. Please stop all this main chick, side chick. Just come together. Come together, work together,
Come
and just be
together.
a happy, peaceful family.
Jesus. Can you do that? All right. Interesting. One last one. Let's see what she has to say.
I'm sorry, but being a side chick seems like the most miserable shit on the planet. How is it enjoyable?
How, Sway?
Need them and do it yourself.
How, Sway? How? There's got to be some kind of value in it. That's why they're doing it, right? There's got to be some miserable. Let's see. Maybe she has a point. Let's see.
To go to bed alone every night, knowing that you're just there because you're available at his convenience. Like you're available at his beck and call whenever it.
Let me say this. There are side chicks on every age range, by the way. There are side chicks that are 18 years old. There are side chicks that are 55 years old. And everything in between. I don't want it to feel like I'm picking on people between a certain age range. I'm just saying the older you get as a single person, if you continue to attract men, if that's a desire that you have, there's a good chance you attract that status of complicated or situationship, aka being a side chick, okay, or husband snatcher. I'm just saying the chances are it could be because you got lied to, or because they actually told you the truth, but you're trying to justify the BS, okay?
It's convenient for them. You'll never be number one. You'll never be a priority. Why? Like, that sounds fucking miserable. Like, in what world does anyone enjoy not being put first by someone?
It sounds like somebody that has no experience whatsoever. She's saying the right things, but it sounded too easy. And do roll for. It sounded way too easy. And it's coming off as judgmental. When they come off as judgmental this way, it is because, they haven't been in a position where they questioned their behavior. If you've lived life long enough, you've done something and you questioned your own behavior. Like, how did I get myself in this? It could be finances. It could be relationships. It could be your health. Maybe you eat bad food. Maybe you're eating junk and you know that this is not good for you, right? It could be any of those things and in betweens, right? Sound like somebody who has it all figured out, right? She's young. How could she not think she's figured it all out, right?
They like and care about. Like, that has to be so torturous to your mental state.
Some people will say, but you have to tell people the truth. You have to just tell them. We have to tell them that what is bad is what is bad. Like, that it's only you that you'll be the first to tell them what is bad, right? Let me tell you something. Without purpose, people are not going to change. People are not going to do the quote-unquote right thing without purpose. Without a purpose that feels right. People are not, all that stuff is you're just preaching. You're wasting your time. People know what is right and wrong already. They do what feels right, not necessarily what's right. So what feels right sometimes is all up in the mud without purpose. But of course, you won't understand that if you're young, if you have no experience, you won't understand that. So if you're going to even get people to change, you need to help them identify a purpose first, right? It's got to be why. Why should they change? What's the value in this change for them? Does this value outweigh whatever value they're getting from the bad behavior? If it doesn't, if your mouth, the way you sound, is even making it worse for them, guess what they will do? That's what shaming does. It makes them continue to. They may even pull back a little bit temporarily, but eventually, it won't last. It's not self-sustainable when it lacks purpose. Okay?
If you are a side chick, there's no way that it's enjoyable. Like, it has to be so bad for your fucking mental health. I refuse to believe that it's enjoyable. And I know people are like, oh, well, if it's...
She refused to believe. That means she's never found herself in that position before. So it makes sense, right? She never found herself in a position where she feels attracted to somebody else's boyfriend because they went to high school together in the past. Don't put yourself on pedestal. Position yourself to win. Understand you're a human being at the end of the day. Last, everybody will chop breakfast. There's a lot of wisdom in that phrase. Okay? If you had it all figured out, everybody will not be chopping breakfast left and right. They chop it mini breakfast, macro breakfast, macro levels, everywhere. You get rejected sometimes, and it's your own hand doing because you actually knew that there was no way there, but you wanted to test it because you were doubting yourself, right? But she has no experience of that. She's like, you know what, the way I was raised, that's just a terrible behavior. How could you? That's where she's coming from. So the day her own is going to do her, it's going to be like a shocker, right? It's going to feel worse because she never experienced it.
Celebrity DM'd you. No, bitch. If Jimmy fucking Garoppolo, who I think is the sexiest man on earth, DM'd me and I knew he had a girlfriend or a wife, even if I didn't know, I would fucking do my research because even when a dude gives me his number out at a bar.
Why are you doing research if you already know? What is she talking about? You should just be like, no. If you see a man of a certain age and they said he already had a girlfriend, you're just going to do your research. Or even if he doesn't tell you, you would do your research. Okay. If it's a popular man, he says, all those people are just groupies. It's you that I want. And you're already attracted to him. Right? Those are all groupies. Right? You might find yourself in a situation. You might just find yourself in a situation.
The next day, I do my sleuthing to make sure he doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife. Anyways, even if Jimmy Garoppolo DM'd me and he has a girlfriend or wife, why the fuck would I just want to be a girl who gets flown out for sex? Why?
Yeah, why? Yeah. Why would chicks who have low self-esteem, who have nothing going for them, who just want that soft life, maybe they've actually been burnt before and they're like, I give up. I just need to live soft life. Why would they want to be on a yacht in Miami just for a weekend? Not necessarily thinking about sex. They just want to be on the yacht with everybody else. It's a good time. It rains a little bit. It's a little sunny. We're dressed in bikinis and everybody. Why would they want to do that, right? It just doesn't make any sense.
What do I gain from that? What do I gain? If I just want to have sex,
nothing, right?
There's millions of single men who will do that.
Oh, here we go. We know them. They talk like this. All these men are in your DMs. Do you want to sleep with every man in your DMs? Really, everybody that comes to the DM, you're attracted to them. Is that how this works? I'm not a woman. I don't know. You tell me.
Like, what is the reason for being a side chick? I truly don't.
Somebody's saying, why you're like justifying being a side chick? No, I'm not though. What I'm saying is that if you talk like this, you might just increase your chances of becoming a side chick. Be guided. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I already spoke. If you don't listen just to this part, then I already spoke about that. Listen, side chick is short-term enjoyment. Nothing good long-term is you're going to get old like spoiled milk. Okay? It's just what it is. Okay? Nonetheless, we're not gonna, like one of them said earlier, we're not gonna stop people from being side chicks. It's just the reality of life. Okay? That's about how far I can go with judging that behavior, right? It's pointless. But you come here as a lady of prestige, and I know you have good intentions. I know that. I know you're trying to be the best you want to be, okay? And you're trying to also pick right. So sometimes that's going to be a function of time. I want you to shine your eyes, okay? Some situations are going to feel good, and you're like, it feels good, and you're not able to catch yourself because you've told yourself once upon a time that it will never be me, and then you're finding that it's you. You know, just gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Don't put yourself on a pedestal. You'll fall off every single time. Okay. all the time.
And I know a lot of people are saying like, the woman doesn't owe the wife anything. Like it's the man's responsibility. Okay, that's first of all a piss poor attitude to have, but you're right. Side chicks don't owe anyone anything, but you owe it to yourself to not be a slimy, grimy human being. You owe it.
This is personal. Are we noticing this is it's personal, right? Which is fine, by the way.
To yourself to know your worth and hold yourself to a higher standard instead of being held to the standard that these men are holding you at as a side chick. That's weird. It's fucking weird. And it cannot be good for your mental health. And I know a lot of the male species is beyond saving, but...
She just called us male species. Jesus Christ. The disrespect. But anyway, this is personal, okay?
There are a few ones out there that will charter you and respect you and show you what you deserve if you just portray that energy. If you have side chick energy, you're going to be treated like a side chick. I went on a date with a guy 3 years ago who, first of all, took me to a very nice steakhouse, got me floor seats to the Hornets and LeBron game. And he did not let me pay for a single thing. I tried to get our drinks at the game because he paid for everything else. Wouldn't let me. He wouldn't even let me pay for my Uber. I called my Uber home from the game and I got a Venmo from him, $20. There are men like that. If you just fucking have respect for yourself, you'll find them.
Yeah. She didn't say anything that's wrong, by the way. Let me play her the video once and for all.
You're right.
She's not necessarily wrong. But if that's your attitude about this topic, it's either you end up being a child chick or you raise a daughter that will end up being a side chick. Somebody close to you will be, because you will advise them wrongly. Okay? They will get hit from the blind spot and become a side chick effectively, or snatch somebody's husband and justify it and say it's just their soulmate. It's going to happen. Instead, what I'm suggesting is that be aware that anyone is capable of wrongdoings. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's why I call the cap on Auntie IYABO, that's why I call the cap on her. Like, no. Not that simple. You're not going to get away with that, Hope is not somebody's husband, though. She said, never. And then last, not married man, she said, I'll go shock you. Okay, I want to believe that she has enough values in herself, but it's just harder. If you're a woman of a certain age in that type of society, it's just harder. And if you enjoy the company of a man, you enjoy nice things, beautiful things, you have people that will spend money on you, it gets that much harder. Somebody will say that house is yours, that car is yours. If you just, it just gets much more harder, So, so I'm calling cap. I'm saying, hey, listen. Not particular to her, but I wanted to shed this light on this whole side chick thing. There's a lot of women who said it will never be them, and they ended up being one. Majority of them, I would argue, because you will never know. Number one, it will remain a secret. Number two, right? But it happens, okay? The obvious ones don't even care. The ones that are obvious, they don't care, right? They do it publicly in the light. You can't judge them. You can try. You're just wasting your time, right? Do both sides not clearly state what their intentions are anymore? No, Randy K. No. People just fall into this piece. Intentions? No. Intentions are cute, but quite overrated, especially good intentions. What really leads our lives is processes. There's a lot of things that leads us to where we are today. Okay, being intentional puts you in the I can decide to be this today. Yes, you can with certain things in life, but when it comes to matters of emotions, no, it's only so much, right? It's the only thing I suggest that people do is, if you're going to be intentional, I'm gonna end with this, right? If you're going to be intentional with your emotional intelligence. Okay, Anything outside of that, you will set yourself up for failure because you will be human at the end of the day. You'll be a regular, good old human being like the rest of us. You'll get caught up in your emotions. You do the wrong things sometimes when it feels right. But if you're emotionally intelligent, you will set yourself up in a way that you will tend to not attract bad situations. You will tend not to attract people that want to manipulate you or people that make you feel like you need to manipulate them, right? And then it's a function of time. It's something that you will fall flat on your face a few times before you get it right. Because why? Because your natural self is yourself, right? The flesh is the flesh. You're just a normal human being like the rest of us. But if you keep practicing, it becomes second nature, just naturally, right? And you need to be okay with some failures. You need to not judge yourself. Be very quick to forgive yourself when it comes to emotional matters. Get over it. You're not that special. It's okay that you made a mistake, okay? It's nothing. You are special. You become special when you make it okay that, oh, I'm a normal human being. And guess what? You just rise like that. You gain extra respect. And respect, trust, all those different things can be earned at any point you decide you want to earn them. If you're patient enough and you respect process. Human beings forgive all the time. The problem is that you keep trying to manipulate them into forgiving you, right? You don't respect the power of processes when it comes to the emotional matters, right? The only thing you respect is rules. When people set hard rules for you, especially when it's surrounding things like religion, you respect that and you fall on your face all the time. It fails you all the time because you're a human being like the rest of us. All right. So yeah, that's what I got for you today. I thought Brad Patrick was going to come up, but I think he, I'm sure he's tired from the week. So hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.